Hey Libra, I'm Lucy Ravenstone and welcome to my channel. I'm going to be doing a reading for you for May. It's my birthday, by the way, May the 3rd. Just going to slide that one in there. And I'm doing part 1 only this month because last month I kind of trialed part 1 and 2, but I kind of figured we'd do a Mercury in retrograde reading as kind of a bonus rather than doing a part 1 and part 2. So please keep an eye out for the Mercury in retrograde for Libra. It's just going to be like a 3-card bonus reading for this month. Just kind of focusing on the energies that we'll probably be working on with during that time. Sorry, I'm a bit tongue-tied. I didn't bring a water with me. Let's see what's in store for you for May. Interesting. This card has come up a few times for quite a few of the signs so far. I'm using the Queen of the Moon Oracle. I think I'm going to use these for the Mercury in retrograde reading because I am actually really loving them. I haven't played with them enough, actually. I kind of got that vibe from using it. The May readings are coming out very relationship orientated, so I feel like the energies in the air for May are very love inspired, very relationshipy, or really love in general. Taurus is ruled by the planet Venus, so it makes complete sense that that would be the energy we're working with. So I do kind of suspect that during Mercury in retrograde, like any communication, things like that, I feel like it's going to come from our heart center, basically relationships, love, it can be self-love, just all things lovey. I feel like it's going to be brought to the surface and places that need to change, rebalance and things like that. Let's see what's in store for you, Libra. Okay, so the first card we have is Realization. It is reversed. I feel like for a while now you've been pondering on things. I kind of feel like that I want to say actually that you've been go, go, go. I feel like for some time you've been looking forward and trying to kind of work towards going forward. And for some reason this Realization card is giving me something past, something previous, something I want to say kind of that you're not looking at, it's behind. I feel like your focus is not there. I'm not 100% sure where the realization part of this is. I'm just reading what comes through with the card, and I feel like your focus has been on go, go, go and forward, and there's just kind of something in the shadows that you have not been given attention to, trying to keep behind you. I feel like the realization is that's kind of like you wanting to leave a way of being behind, actually. On this key, and how I read this card is the key has these layers. It's kind of like a wedge. To me, I see it as though it's a book, and I feel like this is for you. This is like where you've been. This is who you are now, and I feel like it's just closing that book, starting a new chapter, a new beginning. I feel like you're in that energy of realizing that there's things behind you which can stay there, stay behind you and leaving them in the past. The first card that you have with this is Broken Heart. So I just want to say how I'm doing this reading is kind of like beginning of May, coming into May, then we have center of May and the end of May. So we kind of had Mercury in retrograde from the 10th of May to the 2nd of June. So these last two columns really are kind of within that energy. So keep that in mind. As we're coming in to May, we have the Broken Heart one, but it is reversed. I feel like, again, it's leaving behind that broken heart mentality. I kind of feel like you have pieced yourself together, and the place and the person that you are now is kind of like a much more whole version than you have kind of ever been, actually. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting with this. I do get that there is like it's not fully like your wounds are completely healed, but it's kind of like coming into your own. I feel like you've come to a point now where it is more of a remembering of like an emotion rather than it being a part of who you are, which I actually feel is a really good thing. I do get this sense of you moving away from something and moving forward, kind of birthing. I am visualizing this, and I want to show you the imagery as I say it. I'm visualizing this kind of, in some ways it's like genitals, male genitalia, I'm sure you can see that, but I was actually seeing more of like a feminine reproductive organ of birthing yourself, coming down the canal, you know, this being kind of the pelvis and you are being birthed. This to me is like a drop of water. This is your emotional self. I feel like you really kind of are going through a rebirth right now, coming out. And this is the beginning. You are coming out of the uterus and being birthed into the world. So that's quite an interesting way to start a month. Definitely where love is concerned, and being self-love for me, I feel like this is for you so far. Daughter value, yeah, definitely you're realizing your value, and I feel like this is actually opening up to prosperity. I feel like you are finding your place, and it's bringing prosperity to you. I feel a lot of abundance coming your way, and I'll show you the card because it's like it's cash. There's a cash flow here and it's coming at you. So I do feel like this is a great month for earnings. I feel like, again, you're finding your place and what's working for you. I want to kind of say stick with that. Next card is literally financial constraints in reverse. So I feel like all of these past constraints you've had, it's kind of letting go of those worries. I do feel like you're coming to a new era here, Libra. So this is really like amazing. And I think that, again, now this makes more sense with the realization for me. I feel like what you're leaving behind is a way that you've been doing things, because now you're realizing that the new way you're doing things, the new approach is the way that you're going to continue moving forward. I feel that's where the realization is here. Again, birthing, coming into something, coming into finances, coming into, and this daughter value also was, I first glanced at it, I got sidetracked by all the cash because I was like, there's going to be an influx in cash, but it also was kind of like you becoming into value you and who you are and who you're becoming, because I do again get this sense alongside it that you are valuing kind of your efforts and who you are and who you are becoming. I feel like this is a journey you're moving on in a really positive light, which I'm loving that feeling. Financial constraints in reverse. I feel like you have been in a place of lack. With the daughter value coming before it, I feel like, you know, shut the doors on that lack, and keep yourself in that mindset of no longer in that lack. You are in abundance, you're in prosperity, you're in a prosperous time, and this is where we're heading. This is where we're going to sit at these gates with all the finances just pouring in, kind of thing. And yeah, to me, the fact that they literally come after one another like this, you know, daughter value, no longer having these restraints, I definitely feel like this is a great time for you financially. That's awesome. Self-love is the center, and I said that, and I swear I have not looked at these cards. Self-love is your second, so I'm definitely feeling the self-love for you for May. I do feel like as we come into Mercury retrograde, this is something you need to be practicing. I feel like you're lacking in the self-love area. I feel like there's a little bit of this self-doubt. I was going to say self-hate, but I don't feel like it's self-hate. I just feel like there's something in you that's off balance here with the self-love. So there is room for nurturing here. The first card that we have is deceit. Now this has happened with everyone that's kind of had deceit. It's come straight after, and it's in many of them. I think it's in the same position as well, just different card layouts and different meanings. And I definitely feel like you're deceiving yourself and kind of in a way not being kind to yourself. It feels like there is some aspect of foolery for yourself, so keep that in mind. I will come back to that card because I want to go back to that self-love. I'll show you what I am seeing, and I'm getting this sense of like needing to nurture and hug yourself, needing to apply that self-love, and kind of take note of where you are bringing yourself down. And I do want you to focus on that beginning rail of being birthed into a new. And sometimes when we are going through a rebirth, we're going through hard times in order to come into a more turning the new chapter, that kind of thing. I feel like it can wear us down a little bit, so that can kind of make us be a bit harder on ourselves because we've been emotional, we've been through things, and it kind of can take its toll. And I feel like this is what this is. It's just a kind of refresher of realizing that where you are, why you're there, and who to thank for that, and that is you. Okay, coming back to this deceit card, let me take a look at him. I do feel like there's somebody who is behind the scenes. It does not feel like it's harmful. It's more of a making you aware that there is someone deceiving in regards to finances. I feel like if you've had like a business partner or something like this, I'll show you what I'm seeing. It feels like they're holding these coins. You know, there's coins falling out of it. And this person, it's really not focusing. It's terrible lighting. I've had this problem the whole time. I think where the camera's positioned is not the best. But he's side-eyeing over here. And to me, it's kind of like they're not, you know, when someone's lying to you a little bit, they will say words, but they don't look you in the eye properly. It's giving me those kind of vibes, Libra. That somebody is speaking words in regards to this this business matter, this co-worker. It feels like connected to a work or a form of income as well. So again, this could be just anywhere where you're getting income. I feel like there is this deceiver, somebody who's saying things, saying the right things, but not meaning what they say. Or it's spouting lies or trying to candy coat something. So be aware of that. Angel of Love is next, and to have self-love in reverse and Angel of Love in reverse, and to me it's just giving me self-love vibes. I do feel like it's imbalanced. I feel like there is nurturing to be done here, and I need you to take care of your heart, be kind to yourself, and actually with these following on, I do feel like perhaps this person creates doubts for yourself. Maybe how they make you think and feel. It might make you feel like a bad person for feeling negative of them. Because again, when somebody is being manipulative because they are nice and they're saying the right words, it can make you doubt on whether or not that it's actually a thing, if you know what I'm saying. Like, we can say, oh, maybe I'm just imagining it, maybe they're not manipulating me, or maybe they're not lying, maybe it is just me, because when we're together, you know, and it's kind of like, I feel like it's getting you into a space where you're not being kind to your own heart, not trusting in your own intuition. And so this is saying, this card's confirming someone's deceiving you, so trust in yourself, trust that, and nurture yourself. Don't allow it to create that negative self-doubt for yourself, because it's creating imbalance with you. And I feel like this is actually where I want to say this is what the kind of a missing link in your life is what I want to say, which is interesting. But I feel like this is where you're going wrong. I feel like this is the key to something, is creating that balance, is kind of acknowledging what's external to yourself, but creating something internal. What are you carrying with you that's not serving you of your higher good? What is not helping you to nurture yourself? What's causing you to have that opposite effect? Because I feel like you're imbalanced. This yin yang, it's, you know, we want it to be upright. We want that balance energy, and I feel like you are imbalanced during this time. And yeah, this person feels very, very connected to this. I would feel like going out in nature is a great way to balance out. I feel like that would be really beneficial. On both sides of these, I'm seeing grasses, I'm seeing greenery, I'm seeing sunlight, I'm seeing forest. I am seeing, like, you know, all of nature in this imagery. I mean, it's not entirely there, but that's what I'm seeing. So I feel like getting outside will do you a world of wonders. Something that's going to help care for you. Okay, interesting. Moving on towards the end of May, we have Assessing in reverse. Now this Assessing card, how it's positioned for me, I'll just show you the card that I'm looking at, so you see what I'm saying. So we have a hot air balloon, she's at the top, but like a little skirt as the balloon, and she's got a little telescope that she's looking at things at. Okay, the telescope is literally staring at the self-love. She's assessing where she's been, and I feel like this is the whole point of what you're supposed to be doing. I feel like when I do Libra and Mercury retrograde, the energies are really going to be kind of realize that you need to be taking care of oneself, so assess that, kind of reflect on these things. I feel like that's the energy here. And the way that the moon's on the cards, I will try and see if I can show, it's going to show you, not mirrored the right way, but I can show you kind of what I'm seeing. No, she's reversed like that. What am I doing? This is how I'm seeing it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you the moons. They're on the wrong parts. Okay, this is where we're starting. This was the first card. Then we go into the next one, and then we go into the last one. The moon is growing in phases to me in this. So we do start the beginning of May on a dark moon. I believe. I mean, I may be wrong. I don't believe I am. I think we're coming up to a dark moon within this week. I think by the end of the week. I just don't know the dates of it. And so this to me is perfectly flowing like this. So be mindful of that. This is a moon phase. It's growing with... the moon is growing from dark to whole, which means I feel like something is growing inside you, something's building up, which means I do think Mercury in retrograde will bring something to the surface, but I do get this sense of it being very self-love orientated. Again, I get this feeling like it does feel like realization. It's really giving me that same, and I feel like that's why it's looking back and it's sending me back. You need to realize these things and assess something. Assess where you're at and why it needs to change. With self-love in mind. I hope that helps you guys. Okay, with this assessing column, we have cornucopia reversed. So I feel like you are not able to enjoy the fruits of your labor because of this something here. It is tainting the good things that are around you. I feel like this could also trigger you into assessing, like just this, I get this sense of you, I feel like great things are happening for you, because I'm getting a sense of lights coming through and it's shining onto all that's great. But I do get this feeling of you not being able to thoroughly enjoy that, and I do think it is some form of doubt in here. Maybe you think you're not worthy or something like that, because it really is a doubt that I feel is just tainting, but things are going well for you. So I do feel like this is a positive, but I want you to kind of think on this. Obviously you're here, this is you hearing the energies before they're happening, so that you are able to kind of work with the energies that you know are up and coming. Okay, so work on this self-doubt somewhere here. Think on where that is coming and how you can get on top of that, basically. Because the next one is hostilities. I feel like there could be a conflict here, and again, Mercury in retrograde brings up communications. It's the planet of communication. So really, if you're not facing something, you've been pushing something aside, it really might take a head right now, because that's what Mercury does. I feel like the vibes just bring them to the surface, and it can be little bickering or just kind of, for example, if there's this deceitful person but you are putting it under the rug and just saying, no, it's fine, Mercury in retrograde will make them be more deceitful in your life. That's how I feel like the universe kind of works with Mercury. Obviously it's not for everybody, but that's just how I'm feeling. It's been working for me. If you try shoving something away, it's just going to come up in different ways until you deal with it. And this year has been like that. That's why I'm noticing these patterns. It really is pushing things. So I feel like if there's something you need to deal with, it's going to come up now. We have hostilities, and I feel like you are ready to battle here. With this energy, I feel like you've had enough by this point. So I do feel like you may come to a head with somebody. Your sword is up, but be wary, because the helmet is down by his side. He's not fully armored. He doesn't have any armor on him at all. He's like practically half naked. You know, he could easily get hit if he doesn't get his swing right and defend himself. And if he's attacking, he's leaving his body open, he's not wearing a helmet. What if someone comes in with an arrow? He's not protected. He's hostile. He's not thinking straight. He doesn't have his hat on. That's how I kind of feel like it could be if you're not careful, Libra. I do feel like my mum is a Libra. She's probably watching this. But I do find that when my mum has passion about something, when she thinks she's right or she knows she's right, she might go a bit headstrong within it. And this is the energy I'm feeling, Libra. So mum, if you're listening, be careful, don't be headstrong during this time, because I feel like it's not a positive thing. Sometimes it can be good to be charging in, but the energy I'm getting from this is kind of like you charging in, barging in, when that's probably not perhaps the right move to take. Especially as the next card is 6th Chakra Archangel Metatron. Now, Archangel Metatron is the archangel who's there for enlightened souls, specifically those who are newly enlightened or beginning a spiritual journey, or just spiritual beings in general. He's there as a support. He was once a human himself, and is now an archangel who guides them. Now, he is all about the 6th chakra. So that's your third eye. You are reversed, and I feel like you are not intuitive during this time, meaning that the actions that you're taking, it is reactions. It's not you intuitively feeling like it's the right thing. And this is what I kind of think is the guidance here during this time, is to think, am I reacting, or do I feel like this is the right thing to do? Because I feel like you are not going with your gut. You are not, there's no insight here. You are reacting like I've had enough, and being kind of acting that way. And this is, that in a way, that's not the self-love. And I feel like this is why this assessing is leading me back in the reading. It keeps pulling my eyesight back. And I feel like it's because this is really the key to the self-love. Something is creating this doubt. It's creating that negativity within you. That's that imbalance, that you are just not trusting in your intuition or not seeing something clearly. So I hope that was understandable for you, Libra. Please keep an eye out for the Mercury in retrograde reading. I will have them up probably after the 1st. I'll see. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next month.